and again, what we've just been talking at Aloha, I didn't see it, but I love it that there's a great movie line you threw. It has to do one more race to clear his name. Like that's never happened in the history of
the one last heist.
And certainly not one last race.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing about terrible movies, is they make you appreciate what good movies do well. And watching this movie, I realized, wow, one of the things that I love about the Fast and the Furious movies is that I don't sit in my seat worrying that they're going to kill pedestrians. In this movie, I thought they were going to kill pedestrians. I thought they were going to knock over a school bus at one point, and the movie was going to become The Sweet Hereafter. Like, these guys drive like assholes.
Those kids had it coming.
I guess so.
Right, yeah, they're little drag races in small town America, right? And they don't care who's in the way.
But they're on the highway, they're in the middle of busy cities, and it's like, fuck, why am I rooting for this guy who, they literally laugh at one point when they almost kill a homeless guy. Like, charmed.
They just knock over his basket of goodies, whatever. Has his, his change of heart or whatever he's gonna have.
Yeah, all the big problems here are such bullshit. First they're worried they're gonna lose the mortgage on, Pop's garage, which looks like it's right out of the Cars world in Disneyland. And it's like, okay, wait, if you can't pay the mortgage, how come you got an airplane and all these trucks with the sophisticated tracking equipment and all these vintage cars lying around? It's like, maybe sell some of that shit and make the mortgage,
I think the guy who's the pilot. Oh, is that what it is? I never played the game. You played the game. You can earn stolen Cessnas or whatever. But he keeps stealing them, right? Isn't that the joke? He steals a CHP helicopter. He steals a news helicopter. Why is that allowed? He never gets into trouble.
Well, he does get thrown into jail finally.
Briefly, but then
this movie, it should be noted, is what, 2 hours and 10 minutes?
It's 2:06. Yeah,
2:06 for a fucking drag race movie. I went to the bathroom, the last time I went to the bathroom during a movie was Sucker Punch. Because I just thought I could leave and come back and not miss anything, and I was right.
It's a far better movie than Sucker Punch.
Well, sure. Again, it's better than Sucker Punch. It's better than Fast and Furious 4. It's better than Grown Ups 2. I mean, if this is what we're
got a hot dog during 300. On the way back, I was like,
in the bathroom? Huh? We're serving hot dogs in the bathroom?
Yeah.
That wasn't a hot dog.
This from City of Bones is about. It's really effing complicated. So please tell us.
Lily Collins stars as the specialist girl in the world because she is the inheritor of a race of shadow hunters who are maybe half angel and they battle demons, and her mom has been keeping it a secret, but then her mom gets attacked by these guys who want this cup that the mother has hidden from Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. So suddenly Lily Collins is rescued by this blonde guy who kind of looks like a cat, and they motorcycle around together, and she finds this whole secret hidden New York with a big cathedral where other shadow hunters and Jared Harris live, and her human boy friend who is into her but she's not so into him tags along, and they fight. I don't look at the thing. This movie, it's and our good friend William Bibiani said on Facebook, yes, it borrows from Harry Potter and Twilight, and all the slasher films borrow from Halloween and Friday the 13th. Get over it. And I said, well, it's not the theft, it's what you do with the stolen goods. It's like, fine, yes, there are only so many stories and you can rip stuff off, but boy, do something with what you've ripped off, because this is, it's incomprehensible half the time. I was never clear what the cup does.
What does the cup do? When you prick yourself in the hand or something and you pour your blood into the cup, it makes the universe implode or something?
I don't know. It's bad.
Gives you eternal life?
Very
I don't
bad.
know.
And I'm sure people who read the books are like, oh, no, of course it does, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, well, great. I'm sure the books explain that much better than this film does.
Also, this movie is 2 hours and 10 minutes long, and it's still super complicated.
8, yeah.
No, but I mean, we shouldn't be confused. If a movie is that long,
they should be able to spell it all
happening.
out. Yeah.
My son asked me when he saw the words Left Behind on my laptop, Mommy, what's Left Behind about? And I'm like, it's about a guy who has to land a plane under some difficult circumstances.
But that is all it's about. I was amazing. This is Irwin Allen's Left Behind.
It's an airport movie.
It's not even Irwin Allen's Left Behind. Irwin Allen wouldn't make you wait 50% of the movie
for the rapture to happen.
Tower of the Inferno, damn it.
There's so much. I mean, early on, there's these scenes that a lot of scenes in an airport, which is
look, we paid for the airport. We're going to shoot the airport.
Such an exciting place. And then halfway through the movie, they made some mention about how they flew out of JFK, and I turned to my friend and said, "That was supposed to be JFK." That was like Asheville, North Carolina,
Right.
like the
It's
cruddiest
Baton
little.
Rouge. It's Baton
It is
Rouge.
Baton Rouge. Yeah.
Did you guys notice a whole bunch of overacting extras in this
Oh,
movie? Every scene in the
one
background, there's
TV
some
that's
guy-
being looted back and forth over and over again.
And they can only afford the one TV to loot, but then there's a guy carrying like 2 T-shirts in the middle of the looting. I'm like, think bigger, damn it.
Oh yeah, the big guy with like 3 turquoise prom dresses was my favorite.
But this is not even good in a bad way.
Not really,
It's
no.
not,
It's not
it's
as
not
bad.
fun in a bad
It's
way.
not as
good
the
noise.
identical, God
It
knows.
should be worse.
That's fine.
But
Yeah.
nothing happens here that like indicates, oh, here's why the rapture came now. Like, does anything happen to precipitate
Super
that?
random, yeah.
Nicolas Cage is going to cheat on his wife. Is that
It cuts to something like, oh, and there was a rain of frogs in Uruguay or whatever. Like, you could have did some weirdness going on, but no, it just seemed like any other day, which I guess could be the horror of it. Like, that's the idea, is that this literally could happen at any
Right,
time.
like-
you should repent like now. You really don't have a moment to
Yeah,
waste.
you can't
It
wait.
be in a
right.
second.
You can't wait for the frogs, you know.
Yeah.
And they should really William Castle this up, like have instead of a nurse in the lobby, like have a deacon who's ready to like take your profession of faith. I don't know. Just a thought.
It was not wacky enough, right?
No.
For a movie starring Nicolas Cage about the rapture, this should have been a lot more fun.
Nicolas Cage is really dry in this.
He's the voice of reason.
He showed up.
Aloha and welcome to What the Flick. Christy, Alonzo, and Ben. Aloha also means goodbye in this case. That's far more fitting, I think, than the latest from Cameron Crowe.
You remember the I won't even bother asking. The Sports Center
This is a
anchor
sports question, right?
Who said, an aloha means goodbye for his home run calls?
Keith Overman.
Larry Beal.
Oh,
who
okay.
had worked in Hawaii, and I think maybe back in Hawaii now, but that was always his calling card.
This is not a home run from Cameron Crowe.
Good
Go
turn.
ahead, please. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I'm describing it. I didn't prepare for that.
It's complicated.
But here's the thing about this Cameron Crowe romantic comedy. It's a little bit baffling for the first 45 minutes. And there's a lot of talk about Hawaiian culture and mysticism and traditions and what it really means to be Hawaiian. But I felt like that was all stuff that was like in a brochure. I didn't, it was all in a pamphlet that was printed and bright, and it all felt wildly inauthentic. As anyway, he goes and along the way, he's shepherded by Captain NG, that's Emma Stone, who's delightful, as he tries to get a satellite launched for the private company he works for that Bill Murray runs. And
There's so much more to it.
I can't believe I kept whispering to you. We're gonna roll the clip in a second, but I kept whispering to you, or meaning to whisper to you, like 100. What are they talking about?
And I wouldn't have had the answer. I wouldn't have known either. Take a look. So basically, this is Elizabethtown, and Emma Stone is the manic pixie dream girl. Bradley Cooper is damaged professionally, personally. She actively, aggressively wants to fix his life in adorable, perky ways.
Yes, she's his last chance, and we know this because Cameron Crowe has her yell, "I was your last chance!" when he messes up, and it's like, oh.
I liked Elizabethtown, I guess, more than most people. I thought here, but let me put it this way. I liked Elizabethtown a lot more than this.
Really?
Oof.
Yeah.
They're about the same to me in terms of suckage.
But I understood. I didn't know why anyone else in this movie loved Hawaii except for the fact that it's fucking Hawaii. I get why you like Hawaii. Pretty. It's nice. The weather's great. Everybody vacations there.
And then Emma Stone at one point says to Bradley Cooper, "I don't want to be another sticker on your laptop." It's like there are lines like that feel like they're all striving for that "you complete me" poignancy.
Oh God, the scene at the end where this won't be a spoiler, but the wordless scene with Bradley Cooper and the person in the hula class.
Oh yeah, that's
I
But
wanted
there's
to
another-
gouge my eyes out.
There's another wordless scene that's good, though.
It is.
Very funny.
I would say John Krasinski comes out the best in this movie because he has almost no lines of dialogue. The whole point of his character is that he never speaks. And in this movie, that's a good place to be because if you do speak, you have to say these bullshit lines.
The eye rolling says it all from Alonzo.
Well,
right?
it's okay. Look, I got for starters, I don't care that it was an app. Like our friend Adam Berry wrote a really great oral history of Clue for BuzzFeed, and there's a quote from Michael McKean who says, there's a Robert Altman movie, Robert Wise boxing movie called The Setup, which is based on a page-long poem about a boxing match. He says you can make a good movie or a shitty movie from just about anything. this is a shitty movie, but it just happens to be a shitty movie that's also based on an app.
Although I will say, we talk a lot about movies based on video games, right? You said this is like the Citizen Kane of movies based on video games.
Right. So for movies based on video games, and yes, maybe it's a stretch to
That's
call this
and a low
video
bar,
Right.
too.
The bar.
because it's is more of a casual app than a real proper video game. This is the Citizen Kane video game adaptation.
They do incorporate, I will say, because this is an origin story, right? Like all superheroes get their origin story.
Yeah.
This explains why the birds are angry because the pigs took their eggs. So praise.
I've never played the game, so I don't. I'm a Candy Crush soda guy, all right? That takes up a lot
You
of my
can
time.
like them both.
I don't need another time eater on my life, believe me.
So
Well,
there's
I
also a
hope-
Bad
I
Piggies
hope-
game besides that.
Right.
Oh, wow.
I hope that you're happy when they do the Candy Crush movie.
I'm counting the days.
No, he's pumped for the Tetris trilogy.
Oh, yes, that's going to be exciting.
That's coming. That's
No,
coming
I mean,
next.
here's the thing about this movie. Okay, it's funny because
a fourth movie and they all disappear.
a friend of mine who covers this kind of stuff actually went to the UN in New York where they did a whole day of Angry Bird stuff. And at the premiere that I went to,
The UN.
The UN.
Yeah,
Nothing better to do at the UN.
at the premiere, and so I was like, okay, well that's interesting. And then I watched the movie and it's like, wait, this is a movie about how visitors to your land who are different from you will claim to be friendly, but really just want to eat your babies.
Right. This is
Right,
this
yeah.
is the anti-colonial.
Xenophobic.
The messaging in this movie is so weird because whether you look at the pigs as colonists or refugees, either way, it's basically saying
They're
like
terrorists.
they're terrorists. They're going, repel them at all costs, or
Right.
they will literally
Are they-
eat your babies.
Are they?
And then you get angry to fight back
Wait,
at
so the
them.
birds are terrorists.
The birds are terrorists
are
because they show up
terrorists.
to commit a crime. They
Right.
show up acting like I want to come be your friend and enjoy your lovely island.
No, the pigs. Then
I mean, the pigs are terrorists. Yes.
No, the pigs are imperialist.
No, they commit crimes. They show up under the guise
So
of
do
friendliness
imperialists.
and visiting.
So then the
you.
birds go back to their land and commit terrorism. Is that what-
Right. That's
They're
what-
both terrorists.
But okay.
It's all insane.
It's
all
we
totally
all-
insane.
we all-
Not enough boobs. For me, for my liking, personally, I wanted more tits.
I have never watched the show, okay, and so I was sort of stunned that in reading reviews that not only is the movie this bad, but it's exactly like the show in that there's no conflict, there's no drama, except for Johnny
Right.
drama, that anything that seems like it might ever get complicated is immediately defeated by like, hey, let's bring out a cameo.
Yeah. Oh, get on the hammer.
The cameos are pointless and not very funny. The movie's not funny at all. And yeah, they're all creeps. Like I actually like the Haley Joel Osment character the best because he's the creepy asshole that we're not supposed to like, as opposed to all the other creepy assholes that we are supposed to love. Well,
But
and if the
why-
movie looks so shitty, as
It
you
looks
pointed
so
out.
terrible. Like I think that's part of the satire too. Like we've entrusted this guy to make a movie. And it
Again,
looks like total crap.
I don't think it's satire. I think
don't know.
Doug Ellen thinks that the movie within the movie looks great.
It looks like an Axe body spray ad.
I think it's a
So does this
it's a
movie.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde
Yeah,
thing.
it's-
It's Hyde, but he's now an EDM DJ,
Right.
and it's.
So your numbers are higher. You liked it. What's your number, Ben Michaels?
It's a little, my number is a bit of an indefensible 5.8.
Okay,
Yeah,
Matt.
mine's even less defensible. 6. I'm a bad person.
I gave it
We knew that.
You are.
I gave it a 4, and I'm suddenly feeling generous because this movie is annoying, but it's at least. If this is your idea of vicarious thrills, there they are.
And some of the Jeremy Piven lines are funny.
Piven is fun.
Yeah,
Piven is
we're
fun.
leaving it out. He can't help
All
it.
right.
Ari is a great character, and
Yes.
he's great at
All
playing
right,
that
so
character.
I give it a 3. Our average is a 4.7.